Coming to you from the innovative, immersive Hyundai Virtual Next Weather Sphere. This is Next Weather.
Today's round of strong thunderstorms uprooted trees in parts of Atlantic County. Earlier tonight, the National Weather Service confirmed that an EF0 tornado tore down here near Collins Lakes. A tree here fell directly on this home. As far as we know, nobody inside was hurt. Clearer tonight on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, but the threat for strong storms is still with us through the night. Next Weather meteorologist Bill Kelly is in the Hyundai Next Weather Sphere and joins us now. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Aziza. Good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. Let me start you out with a couple of things and some updates that we have. First, I'm going to open up the window and show you a beautiful skyline outside. We still have some clouds. We're still tracking some rain showers here. This is our live look over Center City, and we really did have some beautiful conditions for our sunset tonight. Before we get into your temperatures tomorrow, let me show you where we stand. We remain on weather alert. Here's another look at Philly, this time from the east side of the river, looking off to the west from Camden. But the good news here is that our overall severe alerts, our severe weather threats have been eliminated. We're done. We do not have any kind of severe weather risk for the evening tonight, which is great. That is an update for sure. We still have some active weather right now that's coming down, basically shore locations and areas slightly inland, but we don't even have any lightning with this stuff. So we're getting some lingering rain, but it's coming to an end, and then we are dry for the remainder of the night. And that's good because we've had a tremendous amount of rainfall across the region over the last couple of days. We really don't need any more rain. When we look at the overall storm reports over the last 12 hours, there have been quite a few, whether there were flooding reports, hail reports, or of course the tornado. And you mentioned this earlier. This was the confirmed tornado. National Weather Service went out and you can see there's Buena Vista just off to the south there. Hamilton is over here and off to the just to the north of this. There's Shamong. You roll up 206. Let me give you some of the details on this confirmed tornado today. It was in Collins Lake, New Jersey. The estimated wind speeds at its peak, 65 to 75 miles per hour, which makes it an EF0. And this is an interesting stat. When we look at tornadoes in the confirmation, this is one of the lower ones I've seen. It was on the ground for 0.5 miles, a half a mile on the ground, 25 yards wide. That's it, 25 yards wide. Now, when it comes to a tornado, the violent ones can be a mile across, can be 2 miles across if they're massive. I was talking, in other words, a perspective. It was the width of this tornado. Jalen Hurts could throw a football farther than that. So it was a relatively small tornado. However, with that being said, it packed a punch. There was damage along Malacca Road. Roof sheeting was taken off. Tree damage occurred, of course. Then there was much more tree damage along Canes Mill Road. That was from straight line winds, the National Weather Service estimated. And this tornado on the ground for just 1 minute. That was at 12:52 to 12:53. So it was on the ground for a short period of time. It was a very small tornado, relatively speaking, but it packed a quick punch. And doesn't matter if you were that one area that it touched down, you were obviously impacted. So that's why we always tell you, take shelter when tornadoes go through. So the rest of this evening, we're going to continue to dry things out. We'll call it a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures down into the 60s. And when we're talking about the overall conditions here, this is what we got going on. Storm moves on out. We have the clouds that will stick around overnight. Now, early tomorrow morning, Tammy's going to be in tracking another weather system pushing mainly to the south, but 4, 5, 6 a.m., possibly some stronger storms. That will roll across. We'll get some lingering showers for the morning, and then skies start clearing out. By noon and beyond, we're expecting a ton of sunshine and the weekend looking nice. Tomorrow, warm actually, 87 degrees with some of those morning clouds and showers. Sunday, delightful, cooler, a little breezy, 75, the expected high temperature. And last but definitely not least, Monday looking stunning as well with a low of 58 and a high of 77. So a nice dry air mass, 71 Tuesday, tracking some more rain for you on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. But for the rest of this evening, in terms of any severe storms, we're winding down. So that's great news. Back over to you.
That is good.